Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today to oppose the previous question and to offer an amendment to help our schools safely reopen their doors for in-person learning. Madam Speaker, millions of children around the nation have been out of the classroom for the better part of a year. This has taken a serious toll not only on their learning and social development, but also on their working parents who have been forced to juggle homeschooling their children and working full-time jobs. The data is in, and it makes abundantly clear that at-home learning is not a sufficient substitute for in-person education. One recent study found that children began to fall significantly behind in math. The study concluded that it would take students in grades 5 and 6 at least 12 weeks on average to catch up to where they were expected to be. The science is also in, Madam Speaker, and it too makes abundantly clear that schools can reopen safely if the right precautions are taken. Common sense social distancing measures significantly reduce the spread of COVID-19 in schools and make the classroom a safe place for our students and our teachers. The CDC director said last month that the science shows our schools can reopen safely even before every teacher is vaccinated. This is what the science tells us, Madam Speaker. Yet despite these facts, too many children in my district and around the country are still not in the classroom. Students are losing out on a true, sound basic education guaranteed them by the New York State Constitution, and parents are being forced to choose between going to work to earn a paycheck or staying home to teach their children. It is an impossible decision that no parent should be forced to make. In my home state of New York, Governor Cuomo has said one thing and done another. The result has been confusion across the state and a patchwork of incoherent and conflicting policies. Governor Cuomo claims to support the science, yet it's March 2021, and New York still does not have a statewide plan to reopen our schools. It's clear he's putting special interests before our students' education. Sadly, we New Yorkers aren't surprised. Governor Cuomo has also already lost credibility due to his unconscionable cover-up of nursing home deaths. He failed to put our seniors first, and now he's failing to put our students first. We can and we must do better. Under the American Rescue Plan that the House will consider again later this week, nearly $130 billion is set aside for schools. But if you read the fine print, 95% of that money won't be spent until after 2021 is over. And if you keep reading, you realize that there's no requirement that the funding be used to reopen schools safely, something our nation is desperately crying out for. The rescue plan fails to prioritize our students and does not do enough to return safely to in-person learning, which our students desperately need. If we defeat the previous question, we'll move to immediately consider the Reopen Schools Act, which states that schools which accept a portion of the COVID-19 funding must reopen. In order to receive full funding, schools are required to allow at least 50% of their students in the classroom in person at least 50% of the time. This is what New York families are requesting, and it is exactly what families across the country are demanding from their leaders in Washington. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I yield back.
Gentlewoman yields back. The gentleman.
Madam Speaker, I'm happy to yield to the gentlewoman if she could tell me how much money is in her bill.
Gentleman,
I yield 15 seconds. Tell me how much money is in the bill. Your bill.
Will the gentleman yield?
No, I'm yielding to the gentlewoman.
Well, there's $54.3 billion that was appropriated.
Gentleman
in December
is not recognized at this time. Gentleman from Massachusetts, you're yielding.
Yeah. I yield 15 seconds to the. How much new money is in your bill?
Thank you, gentlemen. The money is coming from the American Rescue Act, which you voted for, but what we're doing here is prioritizing the spending, so the spending goes to what the people want.
So, Madam Speaker,
Gentlemen,
here we have
time.
our Republican
The time belongs to the gentleman. The time belongs to the gentleman.